sorry, I just got like ran into by my cat.
Baby.
T'Challa was like, I'm going to mom's side. Instead of walking in front of us, he's like, I'm just going to push my way
He
through.
loves doing that, though. If you've been on this channel a while, you know he loves walking behind us and through us. And what are you doing? Come here.
We're professional.
Yes. Hi.
Hi. Guess what?
What?
What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing today? Welcome back. I'm Sean.
And I'm Jen.
And that's T'Challa.
That is T'Challa.
And if you hear snoring, it's Bento.
Bento.
No, we're hanging out with you guys today. So we were scrolling through the interwebs and we found marriage.com's controversial relationship questions to ask your partner.
Now, we love doing these things because it's one of the things that I think helps us keep our relationship really fun and interesting and strengthens it rather than like causes issues, because we really track the same on a lot of these kind of questions, and we both respect each other's views if they're different on, like, I don't know, life values and stuff, because we don't have exactly the same values. They're just compatible, you know?
And the thing is that on the ones that do kind of like collide a little bit, we are adults about this. We actually have conversations.
Yeah.
And if I can give you guys any advice for life, relationships, anything.
Talk.
Don't talk at, talk with.
Listen. Listen and be open to a different perspective.
Because we've had, conversations about things from the moment that we've started being together, even when we were just friends.
There's a few things, big things, that we have disagreed on. And I honestly, for one of them, I didn't think you were going to hear me out. I really didn't, but he did. And we both came to accept the other person's point of view and let it shape our point of view to allow that instead of I can't believe they would feel this way. I would never be okay with that.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, you're obviously going to be nervous to have that conversation with somebody, especially someone that you like, because you're like, what if this ruins our relationship?
Yeah, but some things, it's important to see whether or not they ruin your relationship, because there are some things that just aren't compatible.
Yeah, and the thing is that if we wouldn't have had that conversation about some of these, it could have ruined our relationship down the line.
True. If
that would have came up into our face and it'd be like, well, yeah, that's right. And she'd been like, no.
Yeah, no, I'm not okay with that.
And we're like,
yeah.
Yeah, so talk.
Please.
Just talk. Listen.
So we want you all to be happy. So,
yeah.
Are you ready for these
There's our PSA. Now, that was our serious part.
Are you ready for these controversial questions?
Yeah.
I mean, this whole video is going to be a little on the serious side because some of these we're going to want to talk about. So,
All right, we ready?
Yes.
All right. So there are a bunch of questions. Some of them are kind of redundant, so we will be skipping through a couple of them if you happen to find this and you're like, you didn't ask that one. But all right. Is an open relationship possible if I wanted one? Wow, that sounds horrible coming. But
that's what it says.
Yeah, that's how it's worded.
Not with me. Because I'm a very monogamous person. I believe that open relationships or polyamorous relationships are awesome and perfectly fine for people that works for. It doesn't work for me specifically because I'm just a monogamous person and I can only have feelings for one person at a time. And I would like to be in a relationship where that is the same for my partner. I'm not going to begrudge somebody that is capable of having feelings for multiple people, but that is not what I'm looking for in a partner, if that makes sense.
And I'm basically the same way. Look, I'm going to be honest with y'all. I'm bad enough about focusing on one person. And so, but no, honestly, it's one of those things where, I see nothing wrong with it if that's your way of life, and that's what we have. A lot of friends that do have polyamorous relationships and things like that. And you know what? It's awesome. I'm super excited for them. I'm so jealous that they have the mental capacity to be able to handle all that at one time. But I think it's awesome that they found what makes them happy.
Yeah, and I know open relationships specifically, not just polyamory, but open relationships specifically have a good, they have a good time and a place. If it's long distance and they're young, because I've done that. I've had an open relationship. It was long distance. We were both very young. We were both trying to figure out who we are. And we didn't want to miss out on those formative years of figuring out what we want in a partner, whether or not it's each other. Obviously, we didn't stay together, but at the time it was what we both wanted and it worked well, but it didn't work well for me because what I learned from that is I'm a monogamous person. So it was very eye-opening.
Yeah. So there's nothing wrong with, if you and your partner agree to try it, but that's a great way to find out, is it for you?
Also, if you're counting compatibility points on these questions for he and I, that's one. That's one for, yes, we're compatible on that.
All right. Can you love more than one person romantically at the same time?
People can? Yes. I cannot.
Yes, people,
really
yes.
cannot.
Me?
Yeah.
I feel bad when I'm like cuddling on T'Challa and Bento's watching. So, yes, you heard his name.
We said your name. Yes, come here,
Come
sweetie.
He's like, I heard cuddles on me. Hold on, what? But
So, yeah, I mean, that's basically the same question, but not for me.
Is it okay to have secrets in a relationship?
I would say that depends on what the secret is about. I mean, there are things that I'm not going to want to talk to you about, and that's okay. Maybe I want to talk to my mom about it and not you. Maybe I want to talk to Panda about it and not you. And that's okay, unless it has to do with our mutual business. Then that's not okay. But I think things that are important for the relationship should not be kept secret from each other. If that makes sense, I guess.
There's a variety of secrets. There's personal secrets. There's relationship secrets. There's there's different things. Like a secret of like, oh man, I had fries at work today.
You could not keep that secret though.
Okay. Side note, I was at school and we were trying to be frugal on money, and so I decided to buy fries one day, and I had barbecue sauce. I come home, she goes,
Did you have fries today?
And I was like, well, I'm not gonna beat the super sniffer.
No.
So yes, but no, like there are, okay, the thing is, in life you'll always have secrets. Whether you mean them to be a secret or not, the fact is that there's things that you're not going to tell somebody.
But there's healthy secrets and unhealthy secrets for like a relationship, you know? The secrets that we have from each other, there's some things in my past that I'm not ready to talk about yet. That's a secret, but that's not a relationship breaking secret. It's not a relationship important secret. It has nothing to do with me. It's just, a thing that happened one day in middle school that I don't really want to tell you about, like whatever.
Yeah.
And then there's like something I did that could affect our relationship, keeping that a secret, that's not okay. So anything that I think could have an impact on the relationship shouldn't be a secret. I also think that you should be with somebody that you trust enough to tell most things to. But it's also okay for my mom to tell me something and not want me to tell you.
Oh yeah, like I get stuff that, our friends or noise complaint tells us that are like, hey, can I tell you something and can this stay between us? Well, yeah.
And if you say, can it stay between us, and you're only talking to one of us, we're not going to tell the other person, because we want our friends to know that we do not come as a package deal.
Yeah. Like there'll be times like after rehearsal, she'll stay and talk to somebody and I'll be in the other room. And afterwards, I'll be like, are they okay?
Yeah,
and
or
she'll
he'll
say
go,
yes
hey,
or no.
did that conversation go okay? And I'll be like, it went fine. But he doesn't need to know the details. So secrets, when they don't involve you, I think are fine. But if it does involve you or the relationship, not fine. That's my final answer.
Yeah, don't be that person that's like, well, what did you guys talk about? What's going on? Who's that? Who's that? What was that?
It's okay to have secrets, but I think the connotation on the word secret is where the problem lies.
I think you need to be mature enough to understand that, is what your secret going to be bad?
Yeah.
What weekly or monthly rituals must we engage in to keep our relationship strong?
Paying bills on time.
I like keeping our house.
I also think just like, I'm going to say unplugging time, but I don't mean unplugging time like no technology, because that's literally how we unwind, is by playing video games together or watching TV or something, or watching YouTube or whatever. Unplugging from work time. I think that is really, really important, that we have time that we're spending time together right now, but this is work. We're making a vlog. We're doing a thing. I woke up and I was like, we have to do this. And he wanted to do some other stuff today, and I said, if we try to do anything before we get my to-do list done, I'm not going to think about anything else. So no recreation, no playing video games, nothing until we get my to-do list done.
Stupid to-do list.
The important thing that we will do today is that when I get home from rehearsal and I stop having meetings, we're going to have unwinding, play video games, put a record on, time together. And I think that's the most important thing for us.
Absolutely. I think for us, the absolute is just that personal time together.
Yeah.
Because we do spend a lot of time, like, on the road, like, with noise complaint.
We're together all the time.
So, like let's say GalaxyCon, Richmond that's coming up. Right?
Yeah, we're gonna see each other from
Thursday morning
to Monday night.
But we're gonna be in business mode the entire time.
Yeah. I'm his boss during that entire 5 days. So it's important when we get home, like, not Tuesday night because I get home so late, but like Wednesday night after class, that we spend some time together as husband and wife instead of as boss and lackey.
But yeah, she's not wrong. I'm like, hey, I do 60% of what I'm supposed to. But no, yeah, it's that quality time together to just bond.
And just
in whatever way you guys bond together in a relationship, that's the way.
Not even bonding. I would just say, like, to just be on the same level as each other in a casual manner. I think that's just really important. But also a weekly ritual or a monthly ritual, paying bills on time so that we're not mad at each other is awesome.
Why is the power out?
Also maintaining things, like make sure we get our chores done so that we're not like upset with each other. I think that's important too. That's an important thing to mention. Like there's a ritual that's important to do. Like keep up your end of the deal so that that's not what you're talking about during your bonding time, during your like casual time.
If you're like, oh yeah, Wednesday night we're gonna hang out, we're gonna relax, play some video games, throw on a record, and then all of a sudden Wednesday comes around and she's like, hey, for Thursday I need this costume, or I need this outfit, or we need this done, or I need this set up, and I go, hey, did you get that done? And she's like, no. Or she goes, hey, did you get that done? And I'm like, no. Now we're gonna spend that entire time getting that done instead of being
salty with each other too. So yeah, it's important that you get the things that you have to get done, and then you also have these like moments with each other.
Can past infidelity be fully forgiven and forgotten in a relationship?
That is a very interesting question. I know a lot of people say like once a cheater, always a cheater, or what was that thing I heard the other day? If you move from side piece to girlfriend, you've created a job opening, because that implies that person will never stop doing the infidelity. They're just the kind of person that does that kind of thing, and I don't fully believe that that's true. I think that a lot of times there's reasons for infidelity, like somebody who's unhappy in a relationship, it doesn't feel like they're ready to give up on the relationship, but also has feelings and wants to explore to maybe like see, oh, do I like this person better than this person? Is it a crappy thing to do? Absolutely. I'm not condoning it. I'm saying that sometimes there's situational reasons for it, and that doesn't always mean that they're going to do it. So just addressing the once a cheater, always a cheater thing. Sometimes that's true. Other times, it may not be true. I think it's important to forgive it. I think maybe not forget. Maybe remember that is something that person is capable of, and not forget it, and have conversations about it. Like, hey, if you're ever thinking about doing that kind of thing, that doesn't mean it's over. Can we talk about it? Can we talk about why you're interested in doing that? Do we need to discuss the boundaries of our relationship? Again, talk. I think, yes, you can forgive it, but I don't think you should forget that person was capable of doing that.
I had a friend growing up that I remember he was known for being with somebody, and then he would start really liking someone else, and then he would go and be with them also. And everybody's like, oh, he's a cheater, he's a dog, he's all these things. And he's like, I just felt I had feelings for them. And he's like, it's not that I wanted to, just hook up with these people. He goes, I wanted to date them. Down the line, him and his wife now are in a polyamorous relationship, and they're happy because he didn't know that that's what he needed.
Yeah, especially when you're young, you don't realize that maybe you are a polyamorous person, and what was considered infidelity on one relationship was because you didn't realize that that's what you needed, and you were too young and too stupid to like actually go, maybe I need to self-reflect and see if this is what I need out of my relationship. Because we all go through a young and stupid 20s and we do stupid things. And maybe that was their stupid thing that they did because they didn't understand themselves yet. So I'm fully open to forgiving it. I think it's important not to forget it.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah, no, I'm the exact same way. It's like,
although it is possible to cheat in a polyamorous relationship also. So like I'm just saying.
Oh yeah, no, but like I know that he's like super happy with his wife and that they have a great relationship. But like I was saying is that they talked.
Yeah.
They talked about why he was feeling this way and what he wanted and what he needed. And then when he met her, she was like, "This is what I'm into," and he was like, "That's what I need." And
yeah.
But no, I'm the same way. It's like, I would be willing to forgive, but you wouldn't forget something like that.
Don't forget what your partner is capable of if, things get bad. But forgive it for sure. So.
Just have a conversation with it. If it was, I don't want to say an accident, but it could have been just a improper choice.
Yeah. I don't know exactly how to explain that, but hopefully that makes sense to you guys.
Take it situation by situation.
Yeah.
And let's see. Is it possible for a relationship to survive without physical intimacy?
That depends on the needs of the people within the relationship. Is it possible for two asexual people to be together and not have physical intimacy? Yes. Absolutely. All kinds of relationships are different. I'm so glad we live in a time where people acknowledge different types of relationships. Because I had a friend who was absolutely asexual, and people were like, oh, no one's going to want to stay with you. No one's going to want to stay with you if you don't want to do that kind of stuff. And now it's one of those celebrated types of relationships and sexual orientations where you're just like, okay, this is the kind of person I am. This is what I'm okay with. This is what I'm not okay with. And then there's somebody out there that's going to be like, same, dude. And you're like, yes, now that relationship will flourish. I think it just depends on what each person needs.
But then there's also people who have a healthy and happy long distance relationship. So there's no physical anything.
Yeah.
Not holding nothing.
They're perfectly fine
and
with
happy.
that.
So.
And just because it's not something that you could consider or you have experienced doesn't mean it invalidates other people's success with that. So, I mean, yeah, the answer is yes. It just, if you're asking about a specific couple, that couple has to answer for themselves. That's all. We are not going to answer that question about us.
Y'all just nasty. Next question. Is age difference a significant concern in a relationship? Within reason. Look, I know people who've dated people 10, 15 years difference than them, as long as the person is legal. But I don't feel like we need to preface that, but, me being me. But, I've seen people that are 30 that are dating a 40-year-old or a 45-year-old that are happy.
Yeah, no, age can definitely just be a word or a number, I have a unique perspective on this.
I agree with where you're going with this, but yeah,
a 30-year-old dating a 20-year-old has a really, really tough time with maturity difference. And, I just experienced this in the last, couple of years, not the relationship, but, somebody saying this to me. Telling a 20-year-old that they are in their idiot phase of their life, and one day they're going to look back at these years and just cringe. And then them telling me, no, I'm not. I am my best self. And I'm like, oh, girl, give it 10 years. Oh, you have no idea the cringe. I'm not saying I'm cringing at you. I'm saying when you grow into who you're going to be in 10 years, you're going to cringe at you. That's all it is. Anyone watching this will go, man, 20 years ago, I was an idiot. And I don't mean like you were an idiot. I mean, in comparison to what you know now and how you've progressed and how you've matured, you were an idiot. You made choices that you now would not make because you know better. So the cringe happens. Now, the age difference between 30 and 20 is somebody who has gone through those 20s, made those stupid decisions, and like has become a new person as a result of those. That 20-year-old is still about to make all of those really stupid decisions and needs the freedom to do so. And that 30-year-old is going to try to control what that 20-year-old does, and that 20-year-old is going to disrespect what that 30-year-old needs. So that is hard. I think it depends on when the age difference is. So if you're 30 dating a 50-year-old, that might be a little easier because that 30-year-old now is starting to get themselves in order, start to understand what they want out of life, what they know to be themselves. And that 50-year-old is in the no F's given stage of their life, which is awesome. And maybe that's a little bit more compatible. I think it just depends on what the person's been through. Because there are some 20-year-olds that have been through more than they should have been by 20. And they have reached that maturity that a 30 or a 40-year-old have reached. So it depends situationally. But I'm saying like 20 to 30 is a tough age range for sure. I also think that there is a massive negative that I've seen. I know some people that have dated 10 to 20 years above, and they lost their partner a lot earlier than they would have wanted to, just because of the age difference. And that's tough for me to think about. Like, you know, I wouldn't say that would change my dating perspective, but like if I was looking for a partner and I didn't have you, I think it would occur to me that, oh, well, that person's 25 years older than me, which means I have 25 less years with them. And that would affect how I felt. But I think that's just coming from a perspective of loss. So, yeah, I don't know.
I think age can be a huge factor at, you know, like you were saying, basically, you know, even just with like hypothetically, like with noise complaint, we have people ranging from 19 to 41, right?
Yikes.
Me being the 41-year-old, I see that like my personality difference is a lot different than like the 20, 21-year-olds. Like the stuff that they like, those stuff that they want to do and things like that. And it's like
the things that they say.
Yeah, it's
I'm
not
still
that
learning.
It's not that I can't keep up with them, but it's like I don't want to go sit in my house and watch anime for 9 hours. Nothing wrong with anime. I have other things I need to do.
Yeah,
I have things that I want to do. I would rather play video games.
Imagine being secure in your career and you're on like that fast track in the corporate world and you're dating someone who is just a sophomore in college. Like imagine that. Imagine like the life difference that they're a sophomore in college, but you get a job offer across the country. They can't go. You know, it presents issues. Yeah. It does. Do you want to do one more for this video and then make a part 2? Because we are trying to make our videos less long.
Ooh, which one do you want to do?
It doesn't matter.
Want to do that one? That's
sure.
The next one. Can we successfully navigate a long-distance relationship?
Like we specifically?
Yes.
Could we successfully? Yes. Do I want to? No. I recently had the opportunity to be gone for 6 weeks, and I was really not excited. It was for a really, really cool thing that I would have loved to do, but the more I thought about being away from you for 6 weeks, I was not okay with that. I mean, it's not even the OCD. It's not even like any of that. It's I am codependent on you in a very social way. You're my best friend. I don't want to be around anybody else ever. That's not true. I do have other friends, but you know what I mean? Like I want to be around you like all the time. And to think about being away from you for 6 weeks was enough for me to consider saying no to a really, really cool opportunity. And so could we, if we had to, if I got that opportunity and wanted to take it for 6 weeks or even longer, like if I went on tour with a band for a year, could we be okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would it suck?
It would suck to the point where I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
So could we? Yes. Do we want to? No. I think that's a good answer for that.
Yeah, that's the way I am too, is like, could I go 6 weeks, a year? Yes, I could. But do I want to? No. Would I miss the heck out of her? Yes.
Yeah, like I don't really want to be apart from you for that long.
That's my best friend.
Hey. Well, thank you guys for joining us for these questions. We're going to make a part 2, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, if you have any answers to these questions that you would like to give your answer to or even argue with us about, please feel free down in the comments. We really enjoy reading your feedback. And these questions are so far not very controversial to me, but I guess because...
We'll see if they get a little more...
Yeah, so stay tuned for part 2.
Yeah, if you're new around here, hit that subscribe button. We got all kinds of vlogs, challenges, unboxings, HOA attacks, things like that. So subscribe, hang out with us, and if you enjoyed this video, hit that thumbs up. If you like the life advice so far, hit that thumbs up. But thanks for hanging out with us. We'll see you on part 2. I'm Sean.
And I'm Jen.
And we're out of here. Bye.